do. Personally, I'm a trifle tired, for I've been bobbing about all day among bobbins, trying to trace the history of lace, and I got very tangled up. But I succeeded, for I'm not one of those timid persons afraid to wander where angels fear to tread. And at last I reached the domain of Mrs. Jordan, an expert in the art of lace making, unchanged for 400 years. The art, I mean, not Mrs. Jordan. In the reign of Charles II, imported lace was not permitted to enter Britain, a law passed to aid the British industry then just beginning. Actually, it originated in northern Italy in the early 16th century. She is using 40 bobbins simultaneously, pins being stuck in the lines of the pattern around which the threads are plaited and twisted. Some of these bobbins were used to make Queen Alexandra's coronation dress. Thus, by patient and highly skilled work, she creates delightful lace like this. But the modern world of fashion, represented by Jeff, is introducing new uses for lace and merging its simple old world charm with modern creations. Jeff has designed, for instance, this delightful smock of stiffened white cotton Nottingham lace and a truly modern conception of a lace hat. Then a black lace boater adorned with the gayest of flowers. A rather somber black suit immediately grows cheerful by the addition of this jabot. Note especially the lace mitten, a gentle reminder of Grandma's days. Lastly, a waist-length cape of black stire lace. And a little coxcomb hat to match. But there are some things you cannot match, one being the historic charm and beauty of Lubeck, one of Germany's most ancient towns, 12 miles from the Gulf of Lubeck on the shores of the Baltic. It was founded by Count Adolphus II of Holstein in 1143, and it possesses a mellow charm which harmonizes to perfection with the surrounding scenery. The spire of St. Mary's Church is 400 feet high, a lovely example of Gothic design. The whole centaur with its twin towers forms a suitable and world-famous emblem of Lubeck, where gables and spires seem to have been planted by nature herself. And speaking of spires, here's work which inspires the greatest admiration and wonder, for it's the biggest attempt at the smallest carving ever seen. Microscopic ivory furniture, perfect in all details, created by a Chinaman in the East End of London. His clever fingers also carved this miniature set of chessmen and the exquisite board and table which is one piece. Here's a charming model of a spinet. A sixpence revealing just how small it really is. The tiny type and matches are the work of an English miniature maker. Contrast the amazing size with the foot rule. And here are some mice which could not be caught in a thimble. So tiny the eye can barely see the perfect carving of their shapes. And this silver filigree furniture is over a century old. You see the miniature rubber glove in the foreground. Well, that's to remind me to take you on a brief tour of a factory where normal size surgical rubber gloves and shoes are made. Latex, or rubber milk, obtained from the rubber tree is used in making them. Here the latex is being poured into a container where it is mixed with heat-resisting compounds and coloring matter, electrically beaten. Porcelain molds are dipped into the specially prepared mixture. This process is repeated several times until the required thickness is obtained, and afterwards dried. Shoe molds are dipped into the same mixture, after which they will be dried. When dry, the shoes are stripped off the molds and then bound. The gloves are rolled and stripped off the formers or molds. Special care is taken over the testing inspection, as a surgeon's life depends on the perfection of these gloves, so the slightest defect or pinhole in the surface might mean disaster. Some idea of the strength imparted to the rubber by the process is seen from the inflated glove. And from the perfection of these gloves to the perfect melody played by the new Tzigane Orchestra.